Hey there and welcome, my name is Pete and as usual this is the channel update video for October 2022. As you may have noticed, it has been a slow month for the reasons already mentioned in the last channel update video. I'll talk a bit more about how I'm currently doing in just a moment, but first, since I've spent the last few days doing my taxes for the last year, I thought I'd give you a brief look into what I've been able to afford to invest into this channel, mainly thanks to your Patreon pledges. Thanks to your pledges, I'm not only able to do small game giveaways or send away dozens of postcards each year, and of course your pledges also do much more than to pay for hosting of the PeteComplete.com domain or for my internet service provider. So for example, last year I was finally able to afford my very first mechanical keyboard. And because the German market is not really ripe with choice, I actually had to import one from the US, which now over 1 year later I am still very happy with. On the topic of peripherals, I also bought a new mouse last year, normally not really worth a mention at this point, but and this is not a sponsorship or anything like that, I think I want to give a shoutout at this point, especially to all of my European followers. Go ahead and check out the Swedish brand Mionix. Yes, I know their products can be a bit pricey at times, but I've been using various mice from their Now series for well over 10 years now I think, and at this point I honestly cannot imagine ever using anything else. So yeah, no ulterior motive here, I just want to give a bit of exposure to a brand that I've fallen absolutely in love with, but of course your Patreon pledges have financed much more than just a fancy mouse. Most importantly, thanks to your generosity, I have been able to over time build up a small home office that fits the needs of someone who not only works one but very often 2 jobs from home, and the older I get, the more I realize how important an ergonomically well-equipped workplace can be. And if that means that I have to invest a good chunk of money into things like a height adjustable desk or a good quality office chair, then so be it. After all, I want to be able to keep doing this for quite a while longer. And that's not to mention that your pledges allow me to make YouTube videos in the first place, because I'm not quite sure if I would find the time to do so if I had to work a full-time job. Thanks to your support, however, I am in the comfortable position to be able to only work part-time at the university, and who knows, maybe even quit that job altogether at some point in the future, of course after I have received my PhD. So really what I'm trying to say is thank you for supporting this passion of mine and for allowing me to continue to pursue it. Of course, I don't take any of your pledges for granted, but it is moments like these where I do my taxes when I realize just how much security they give me or how much of a safety net they are, especially in times like these where I don't upload as much as I normally do, which of course does have a very noticeable effect on the amount of ad money I receive from YouTube. So if you're interested and want to join the over 850 people who already support me over on Patreon, then by all means go ahead and feel free to do so. In exchange, you'll get access to the Pete Complete Discord and maybe even naming rights, a handwritten postcard from yours truly, your name displayed at the end of all of my videos, or perhaps even a free item from my small merch store. Now moving on, maybe just a quick update on how I'm doing. I'm okay, there are ups and downs, sometimes things change very suddenly, which is definitely annoying, but I still have fun making videos, only not as often as I used to. And while progress is slow, I am still optimistic that I will overcome all of this, but for now I will have to take it easy. To all of you, thank you so much for all the kind words in the comments of the last channel update video, for all the messages I have received, and overall for all the love and support you have shown. All of that makes it a little easier for me to take a step back and focus on what's really important right now. Nonetheless, I would like to spend at least a few moments of the video here to talk about something that I'm sure a lot of you are excited about. I am of course talking about RimWorld Biotech. From what I've seen so far, the new expansion looks amazing. It does kind of remind me a bit of the Generations expansion for The Sims 3, which is now very often recommended as one of the essential expansions, and I could see the same happening with Biotech, simply because of the ability to have children, not to mention the whole gene modding and mech manufacturing stuff. So far though, I haven't actually played Biotech a lot myself. I've mostly followed Francis John's playthrough and watched a few other videos here and there, but I hope to be able to incorporate it into our series in some form, perhaps after finding the first map for the Arconexus. As far as I know, Biotech does not introduce a new ending, so finding the Arconexus can remain the goal for the series. I will, however, be very cautious about not overwhelming people with the new content, especially the genealogy stuff can be a lot in the beginning, with over 200 new genes available, which is quite a bit more than the number of precepts that was available in ideology, and those weren't exactly easy to take in the beginning either. So in whatever way we decide to feature Biotech, I think we'll ease into the new content slowly, just like we've done with Ideology as well. And since we have remained mostly tribal with our small cult of Jinx, there is a lot of content from the Ideology DLC that we have also not yet explored, so I don't see any shortage of exciting new events in the future. For the time being, however, we will stick to the current setup and see about getting the Cult of Jinx to that first piece of the Arconexus map, which will likely take us a few more episodes, unless another huge raid completely sends our colony wealth out of control. But that's a discussion for the actual series, I think, and not for this update video. So for today, let's slowly wrap things up, although of course not before giving a big shout out to all the new Patreon supporters who have joined the channel in the last month. So as always, in no particular order, I would like to say thank you to The Kajiro, Starry, Ambroso, Eric Pinonen, Sondre, Books, Thilali, Yasuhiro, Cyber Ruby Fox, Ruka21, Palladium46, Bob, Oroba Jr., Lethariana, Philip Steingruber, Caleb Phillips, and Jason Freidman. Thank you all so much for your support. I hope I pronounced all of your names correctly, and that you liked the little drawing from LJ Smith, who is actually a patron as well. So, let's make the cut for today. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then I would be very happy if you could leave a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing and want to support me and my channel further, then you can go ahead and subscribe to stay up to date, grab some merch over on shop.petecomplete.com, or check out and maybe even pledge to the Pete Complete Patreon. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.